This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Full-time, he is the head football coach at the University of Arkansas. Part-time, he's a backup vocalist performer. Coach, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. It's great to be on with you guys, especially the Hall of Famer Chuck Barrett.
There you go. Yeah, the Hall of Famer. You don't leave that part out. So.
Hey, Coach, thank you.
Good morning, Chuck.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, guys.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Coach, have you got a good football team this year?
Yeah, we've got a good team. I talked to them yesterday. It's not about good players don't always win games. It's about the best team, and fortunately, we have good players, and we just got to have the best team on a Saturday. And I really like the culture in the building. I think Ben Souders has done a great job in the weight room, not only developing the kids, but developing their minds and their toughness and doing things correctly. And it's not okay not to do it right and things of that nature. And I really like the way that the feel, I guess you could say, of the team.
Coach, you've had a lot of change. You mentioned one of them there in the offseason. You got two new coordinators and a lot of focus with your returning quarterback in KJ Jefferson. When we see the offense for its first time in just under 40 days, what will look different? What will feel different from tempo, formations? What will the fans see in game one?
I think formationally, that'll be a big difference for us. I think, you'll see a lot of different personnel, things of that nature. I think we feel pretty good about our tight end room now, so I think we can, obviously, we would like to be able to put more than one out there at a time, and I think it'll just be a lot different personnel. I think our question mark is, I think we've got to come out with how we look at wide receiver. Let's preface that I really like the room. Who's going to run out there with the ones and things of that nature? I think we've got to figure that out offensively would be our biggest question. I know I get a lot of questions about the offensive line, but I feel pretty good about the offensive line.
Hey, Coach, I want to go back, and it kind of ties in with what you just said about the offensive line. You said at SEC Media Days we've had a really hard summer, and you just talked about Ben Sauter a minute ago. You made a change at the end of last season, and it seems from the outside looking in like there was a real recommitment to the physical aspect of football. What did they do this summer that made it difficult? And you kind of touched on it a minute ago, but how does that make you better in the fall?
Well, Arkansas has been known for toughness, and I'm not for sure that we at times didn't get away from that. And so we doubled our OTA. We went June. We've gone the full 8 weeks of OTAs and 5 days a week lifting instead of 4. We went out in the heat of the afternoon every single time that we went out. We never went in the morning in our team run. And we were just, the mind's so powerful, and we just wanted to make us a stronger mental football team. And, the hard times, we needed to see them in the summer. And I think we had to be, comfortable being not liked at times, and I think a lot of times we wanted to have the approval of the team. And I'm not talking about treating them bad. I'm talking about treating them where we can go win our football games, our close football games. And so we went back to old school rock'em sock'em robots a little bit, and I think it's going to pay off for us.
Hey, staying with the O-line there, you mentioned them a minute ago. Tell us about the tackle spots and maybe what you hope to see happen in August as you get ready to play.
Well, I feel pretty good, Chuck, about Manuel and Kudus. I do. I feel good about Crawford. And I think at the tackles, everybody has to start for the first time sometime. Everybody. You look at your greatest players in the NFL, they had their first start at one point or another. Andrew Thomas, whom they're saying might be the best tackle in the NFL right now, at some point he had to start. And he had to start as a freshman. I feel the same way about Manuel and Kudus. I think they're really, really good players that, they just don't have the game experience. I like Tykees Crawford. He's the fastest offensive lineman on the team right now. I love the development of Andrew Chamblee. And so what you really want is you want guys that are playing tackle that are number 2 that will be this guy that goes in if, you get a lead or you get an injury, that he just plugs and plays. We would really like to stay away from moving Brady Latham out to left tackle if something happened to Devin. And I do think Crawford will be that guy at right tackle. Whether he beats Kudus out or not, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I think Chamblee's the guy that I think is going to keep coming on where we can leave Brady where he is, because you really don't want to make 2 moves with one injury. And we have not been in that situation yet to where we can just, the 2 is the 2. And I think we're really close right now. I know you asked about tackle, Chuck, but, the big thing for me, I think, coming into the fall camp is how good is Amari Wiggins? Can he be that number 2 center where you don't have to move Kudus in there at that position too? So I think those are the 2 biggest ones, center, and obviously the tackles. Can we find 4 tackles? Can we find 2 centers without having to move somebody else?
We're talking with Coach Sam Pittman on the McClarty Daniel Hotline. Coach, Chuck just referenced fall camp. What are you most excited to see at fall camp coming up in August?
Well, we had 9 or 10 guys come in June, late May, June. So we need to find out who we have with those new guys. We talked about some of the battles. If you look over in the secondary, I think I'm excited about the secondary, but we aren't positive about where everybody's going to play. I think safety would be more of a concern right now than corner. And do we have enough corners where we could move one of those guys to play a hog or play a boundary safety? I don't know. So those things I'm excited to see. We can run now. We have the fastest team we've had since I've been here. But I'm excited to see how that safety battle kind of shakes out. The other thing I like about our team is our defensive ends. I think we've got big, and I think we got speed on the edge. So I'm excited to see those guys and see how that thing all shakes out as well.
Coach, you mentioned the 10 players in June. I think last week you referenced 27 players came in between the bowl and spring practice that you did get to see. Obviously, you're utilizing the portal. What have you found as the head coach to be the key factors to be successful when going into the transfer portal?
Well, they have to have played. First of all, you can't go off of – we've all seen 5 stars that go somewhere, they go in the portal, they want to transfer, they never played at that other school. A lot of times they'll never play at the school they transfer to. So the biggest key is they have to play. We're not really concerned about the level of ball they played at. We obviously went and got some Division II wide receivers who happen to be, at this point in time, some of the best we have on the football team. So we're not really concerned about the level, but we are concerned about the production and have they played college football. And really it all comes out down to character and work ethic. Once you see the film and you go, yeah, he's fast enough, he's this, that, and other, but the key is what's his character, because we're unique, we're different. I believe that. Our work ethic is different. Our culture is different, and we need somebody that fits into that. And I think that's the biggest thing we've done is we brought in high-character kids. We've obviously evaluated on tape, but we brought in high-character kids that fit into what we're trying to get done.
When it comes to KJ Jefferson, a lot of people will focus on yards ran and passing yards. Is maybe the most important number for KJ, 12 games started this year. Is that the most important thing with him?
I think so. I mean, he obviously does a nice job of hanging on to the football and not throwing interceptions and things of that nature, but we need to keep him healthy. Now, I do believe that we're in much better shape than we've been in a backup role since he was a backup at that spot with Criswell and Fortin. I think that we've got a good developmental quarterback coming in with Singleton, or is here with Singleton. But I think that's the key. You got to keep your big horse. You got to keep him healthy. And I call him a horse because he's Clydesdale. And he's Superman and all those type things. But if you keep your best player healthy, you've got a lot better chance of winning.
We were talking about earlier in the show kind of the favorite memories since you got on campus, and I know that you've had, again, a lot more in-depth perspective because you've experienced them yourself. Coach, what has been your favorite memory thus far since becoming the head coach at Arkansas?
Well, I mean, Texas was pretty good. The Liberty Bowl was a big one for me because we had 9 starters out. Team could have went south. Seemed like everything was Barry had left, took his head coaching job, blah, 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 all those things, and that was a big one. Certainly getting going to Mississippi State after they had beaten LSU and getting off that SEC run that we weren't winning was a big one. The opener last year against Cincinnati was a nice win for us. There's been a lot of them, but probably as high on that list is going to LSU at night and winning a couple of years ago. That was a nice win for us as well.
Coach, you had a lot of close games last year. There was 4 games that had a 9-point differential that didn't go your way. How much time have you spent in the offseason thinking about that, and what changes have you made internally to maybe make those games come out different this year?
Well, I think we made a big offensively. We've made a big effort on short yardage, goal line offense. Certainly, instead of playing second, play 3, play third. We've done a lot of third, play fourth. Some of these games that we lost were not only losing down on the goal line, they were losing on 4th down and 1 and things of that nature, and game-changing moments. And so we've worked very, very hard at that. I think it's a personnel deal as well, especially when you're looking down in short yardage and goal line. On defense, we just needed a lot of work. We weren't very good. The kids know that. We know that. We weren't very good. And I think, changing from primary 3 down to 4 down is going to help us with our physicality there. Put another big on the field and take another skill off. And so certainly those things, having edge pressure on short yardage on defense, I think will help us, and having Deke's done a nice job of recruiting the D-line, and having more bigs on the field will help us there. Getting off the field on 3rd down on defense, big deal. And how you do that is you just practice it, and you reward winners and losers in spring ball, and that's what we did.
Coach, we'll leave it there this morning. Coach Sam Pittman, kind enough to join us on the McClarty Daniel Hotline, 38 days out to y'all's opener. Coach, good luck this season. We appreciate you making some time for us.
Okay, guys. You're good at what you do. I appreciate you having me on.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Chuck.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.